Welcome to the Well Said Podcast, the podcast for inspiring as well as aspiring authors and speakers. Now, here's your host, dynamic author and speaker, Cedric L. Threets.
What's going on, great people? Hey, you know why I call you great? Because somebody's got to be great today. It might as well be you. Welcome once again to the Well Said Podcast, the podcast for inspiring as well as aspiring authors and speakers. I am your host, Cedric the Edutainer Threet, and I am here today with another great guest who's going to come with some powerful stuff that will just blow your mind. But before we get started, you know what you got to do. You got to hit that like button. You got to hit the subscribe, the notification bell. You got to share this with all of your friends. Anybody who you know is an aspiring author or somebody who you know is an inspiring author. Let them know about the Well Said Podcast and what we're doing here today. So today, my guest is a young man who I recently met at an event I was in a different city than where I live. There was an authors event going on, and whenever I'm at these authors events, I'm there with my table and I'm one of the vendors. I have all of my books on the table. But you know what I do? I spend more time walking around talking to other authors and finding out their story than I do sitting at my own table. Sometimes I lose sales because I'm so busy walking around talking to everybody. But this gentleman, his table was right next to mine, and we struck up a conversation. I told him about the Well Said Podcast, and he was excited to be a guest. So my guest today is Mr. Adrian Weston. He is a 34-year-old man. He was born in a small town called Moundville, and he grew up in a single-parent home and was raised mostly by his grandmother. And he says that there's no relationship more important to him than the relationship with God, his wife, and his family. So I'm going to let him tell you a little more about himself. Mr. Adrian Weston. Hey, man, thanks for coming on to the Well Said Podcast. Welcome, and just let the people know a little bit more about yourself.
Hey, well, good morning. Thank you for that introduction. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of the podcast. I'm Adrian Weston. Like I said, I'm born in Moundville, raised by my grandmother. And I basically just like had a well-rounded upbringing because in high school, like I said in your earlier podcast, that you was introduced to poetry. I was, as well as a young man myself. I was in a poetry contest, and I gained second place when I was doing that. Yeah, so I really been just trying to figure out life. Like I said, I am 34 now, recently married. Crazy thing is, her name is Adria, and I'm Adrian.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's really like a godsend.
Yeah.
Because one thing that joined us together was that we was in a pursuit of finding a stable relationship with God and also ourselves.
Yeah.
So in that time frame, we fasted in order to find each other.
Okay.
So in that fasting, it's just like we was linked together since then.
Wow.
And like I said, we recently got married. So we got married June 14th of 2023.
Okay.
Wow. I'm sorry, we got into a relationship in 2023, but we recently got married on June 14th of 25.
Okay. Wow. Well, congratulations, man.
Thank
Congratulations. That's all newlyweds.
Newlywed.
You're still honeymooning. That is so awesome. That is so awesome. Well, you mentioned that you were in a poetry reading contest. What grade were you in? I was in 7th grade when I was entered in mine. How old were you when you entered in yours?
I think, I was in the 9th grade then.
Okay. Okay. Now, had you been introduced to poetry any time before that? Did you know anything about poetry?
No, I didn't. No, I didn't really. The only thing that got me engaged in poetry was when I was listening to like R&B and stuff.
Okay, okay.
Mhm.
And you know what? That's interesting because that's what I always tell kids. You know, I ask them what kind of music they like, and a lot of them like rap music. And I tell them that most rap songs are just poems that somebody took and turned into a rap song with music behind it. You know,
Yeah,
and it doesn't have to be rap. It can be R&B, it can be pop, it can be country, gospel. Most songs that you listen to, if you listen to the words, they're just poems that people wrote and they put some music behind them and turn them into a song. And that's the beauty of poetry and what we do. Poetry is my first love. So after going into that contest and getting in second place, did that just kind of light a fire in you with the poetry?
it did. Yeah, it did. And I continued on into like I said, high school and college as
Uh-huh.
well. So it was really a good avenue for me to be able to become more creative.
Yeah. So what made you decide to do a book of poetry? You have a book of poetry. What made you decide to do that?
Well, at the time, I was really in a place where I wasn't feeling loved as far as like a relationship and also like physically.
Hmm.
Because at that time, it was like 2017. I
Okay.
was starting a new relationship, and the person I was with at the time wasn't everything that I thought it would be.
Okay.
So throughout those struggles, I put my feelings and everything into poetry and also the book as well.
Wow.
So yeah, it
Wow.
came from a place of like, I guess hurt, but also turned into something that's more than that.
Hmm. Man, that's awesome. That's awesome. And that's what you can do, people. You can take your feelings and just put them down on paper, and before you know it, you'll have a poem or you may even have a book. You never know. So now, when you are writing your poetry, where does your inspiration come from? Say like you say you wrote some from a point of hurt. Where does some of the other inspiration comes from?
From like I said, my marriage came from a lot of love.
Hmm.
Um, it's wholesome. It's definitely like a new avenue, like I said, to creativity.
Hmm.
It also comes from a place of gratefulness, thankfulness, because
Yeah,
the Lord done brought us so far.
yeah, yeah. That's great. So now is this what's the title of the book?
It's called Camouflaged Companions, which is just another way of saying fake friends. But it's
Oh.
yeah, it's really cool. It's well balanced. It got like I said, poetry. It has sex, drama, and I also wrote a sermon as well in it.
Okay, okay. So you got the whole gamut in there. It could be like a stage play or movie with all of those subjects in there. You could do anything with it, huh?
Yeah, I actually mentioned Tyler Perry in it because that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to become a movie or either a stage play or something.
Okay. That's
Mhm.
great, man. So now does the writings in there, do they come from personal experiences or is it some that you just made up or how did you do it?
It's mostly made up stuff, but it's dealing with just everything that like conversation that people don't talk about.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's like just my whole span on what kind of things that go under the radar or people are too afraid to talk about.
Oh, okay. Okay. Some taboo stuff.
Yeah, yes, sir. Hmm.
Well, that's awesome. And then see, with you being a young man, you guys are in a different generation and things are a lot different now than they were in the past when I was growing up. But a lot of times the more things change, the more they stay the same because you're
Definitely.
talking stuff that's universal. You know, when you're talking about love and marriage, even sex and things of that nature, all these relationships, that's universal, and that's something that anybody can relate to. Would you agree?
I agree. I
Yeah,
agree.
yeah. So now this is your first book. Do you plan on doing any more?
Yeah, I actually started on my second one. I'm in like close to chapter 5, so
Hmm.
I'm willing to, like I said, I want to do a series, so I want to do a
Okay,
total of 4.
okay.
We're just in the process of enjoying the first one.
Yeah. So is this like a chapter book that has poems in it, or is it just straight poetry?
It's a chapter book that has poems in it.
Okay.
It's a developmental type book, and it
Okay.
shows different aspects of the characters as well as the different environments that they're in.
Okay. So did you do it like, how did you produce this book? Did you self-publish it, or did you pursue
I
a traditional publisher?
I pursued a traditional publisher, but that didn't work out in my favor. So then I turned to Amazon,
Hmm.
and I was able to publish it through Amazon.
On the KDP platform?
Mhm. Yes, sir.
Yeah. And for you aspiring authors out there, Amazon has a subsidiary. It used to be called Create Space, but now it's called KDP, which stands for Kindle Direct Publishing. You can go on their website and type in kdp.com, and you'll find all the information on how to publish your own book through that platform. And there are some others out there as well. So, what have you been doing with the book, Adrian? Have you been going out speaking or doing anything like that?
Well, as you mentioned earlier, we both met at the same book signing thing, which was the Lit Kick.
Hmm.
And since then, like I've been doing a lot of advertisement on my social medias. Also, I just had a book signing on the 19th.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was really good. A lot of people came out, got to see my book and also know my story. So I've just
Yeah.
been advertising like that.
Yeah. So that's a good marketing right there when you get out to these book signings and people come out, they get to meet you and they get to see your work. And what I have found that I go out and do those events like the one where we met, that's how we get exposure.
Hmm.
Because if you're not on a traditional, if you're not with a traditional publisher, you got to do this stuff yourself. That's what self-publishing means. You do it yourself. Now, even if you have a traditional publisher, what a lot of people don't know is unless you are a brand name, say like a celebrities or somebody, you have to do a lot of the legwork yourself anyway. So
Hmm.
people think that if they get a mainstream or traditional publisher that they could just sit back. No, it doesn't work that way. You still have to do most of yeah, so that's what a lot of people don't realize, that when you go and do your book and do all of this stuff, if even if you have a mainstream or traditional publisher, you got to do a lot of the legwork yourself. And going out to venues like the one where we were and doing the book signing is a great way to do it. So now, do you have your book with you, Adrian? Would you like to share one of your poems with us? Or
Oh man, yeah, yeah,
can you just spit one right off the cuff like we do?
man. This is it right here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Camouflaged Companions.
Hmm.
Yeah.
See. But yeah, I do have a couple of poems in here. I'm gonna go ahead and read one that's in here.
Okay.
Yeah, let's see. And thank you for the opportunity for real. This is really a good way to just be open and just like express yourself. I like this.
That's what we do on the Well Said podcast, because everything you said was well said. So yeah, but that's what the platform is all about. That's what the podcast is all about, is showcasing other authors and allowing them a platform to do what they do. I call this my Elsie, because everybody has a phone and they take what they call selfies. They got the phone turned
Oh,
around
man.
on their self. Well, I like to turn the phone around on somebody else. That's why I call it an Elsie. So this is my way of doing that. And I just appreciate you for coming on and sharing your gifts.
Yes, sir. Thank you. All right, so this is called From Destitute to Triumph.
Okay.
Uh, Stop. Don't go there is what plays in my mind. Aren't you tired of being hurt? This isn't supposed to be overtime. Stop. Don't do that is what plays in my mind. Aren't you tired of repeating the same nursery rhyme? You've been lied to and tried all in one day. There are the good that you are is not what you portray. The trash that goes on the curb every Tuesday. It's how you're treated by the parents every day. Then leaves a hole that will become endless with pain, laced with drugs, sex, alcohol, and damaged brain.
Mm.
Isn't that insane? Feeling like you've been run over by a train. Stop. Don't beat yourself up, is what they say. If you tell me that one more time, I'm going to spray. You
Mm.
don't know what I've been through. You don't know what pain I feel when you are constantly thinking of how to die behind the wheel. Yeah, it's that real. Stop, I tell myself, because it does get better. The sun is somewhere shining no matter the weather. I'm still there to change the world from diamond in a rough or a shell with a pearl. When things get you down or you feel bound, remember, there's a tomorrow that will always be found.
Wow. Wow, that's awesome, man. And see, I'm gonna snap because that's what we poets do. We don't clap, we snap.
Yeah.
Man, that's awesome. Now, sounds like to me, and I'm listening to the words, that would be something that's great for somebody who's struggling with mental health.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I myself struggle with mental health sometimes,
Hmm.
which is also, like I said, a blessing because from where I was to where I am now, it's just a testament of how far God can bring you, even in the midst of your trial.
Yeah. Wow, man, that is awesome. That is awesome because I could see that blessing so many people, someone who's going through something and maybe even having thoughts of suicide, taking themselves out or taking somebody else out. We've seen it just this week in the news, the tragedy that happened in New York earlier this week, where the guy went into the office and took some innocent lives and then took his own. And maybe if he had read something like that poem that you just shared, man, you never know. It could have helped him, it could have saved some lives. And again, that's the beauty of what you do and what I do and what all of these other authors and poets are out here doing. We are actually changing lives. You may bless somebody that you may never meet them, you may never see them, but when they pick up those words that you have put on paper, that's why you can't keep this self in. You got to share it. You got to share it with the world. I meet so many people who think they can't do this. And that's another reason why I wanted to do the podcast to show people that you can do this. Because you were sharing with me something that happened just in your family. You mentioned how the things that are most important to you is your relationship with God, the relationship with your wife and family. And you mentioned something to me earlier that had gone on in your life. You mind sharing that?
Oh man, so yeah, so recently, me and my wife went through a point of devastation. Our son was diagnosed with neuroblastoma at the age of 5. And I came into his life when he was 6. So I didn't see the beginning, but throughout the whole process, I did see the decline.
Mhm.
And from the love that he showed, even through his transition, was a magnitude of how just it can weigh on you. It can
Mhm.
definitely weigh on you. So with his with his death, it it definitely brought me and my wife closer together, but it just it's beauty and the struggle, but it's definitely like a place of like how God can just comfort you in the midst of the storm.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
So even with that, how has that affected your writing?
Ah man, it allowed me to really just enjoy the moments,
Okay.
really just enjoy the moments, and every moment it speaks volume to who you are as a person.
Hmm.
It changes your perspective on life.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
slows things down and it allow you to really just focus on what's important.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah. And see, that's something else that so many people go through. Tragedies in life, things happen, and we can take those. We may not understand at the time what's happening, but by the grace of God and through his grace and mercy and the strength that he gives us and the peace that he gives us, it allows us to go on and to share our story and to hopefully bless somebody else. Have you been able to go out and speak on that or just add that to whatever you're doing now?
No, I haven't, but I will.
Yeah.
We definitely have some things that's set in place in order to make sure that we get his memory out there as well. Like
Hmm.
my wife, she wants to do a venue to where we can honor him and as well as my mother-in-law because
Okay.
she transitioned in the same year.
Okay.
We want to also, like I said, honor them by doing our upcoming business and stuff like that.
Hmm. Yeah, that'll be great. That'll be great, man. Just to incorporate all of that together along with what you're already doing. So, do you have any other things coming up? Say like any other, you mentioned the book signing. You got any other things coming up?
Well, yeah. I partner with Barnes and Noble
Okay.
for a book signing. They are really good at advertising and being able to get the book out as well. So I've left a few books at Barnes and Noble so they can continue to do that. As well as that, like I said, me and my wife got a business coming up. We're gonna call it Mike and Gina's.
Uh-huh.
Our son and my mother-in-law. But
Okay.
besides that, just staying grounded and enjoy my marriage. Cause like I said, we're 1 month in, so we're just enjoying it right now.
Well, keep enjoying it, brother. I tell you, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. I have 36 years in the game.
Oh
So
yeah, okay. Congratulations.
yeah, thank you. 36 years. I don't know how or why she's put up with me this long, but somehow, by the grace of God, we've made it work. So it's a beautiful thing, and I just want to congratulate you on that. So when you took your writings, how many poems do you have in the book? You say it's a chapter book with poems in it. So how many poems are in the book, or how many poems have you do you know how many you've written overall?
Overall, I don't know how many, but I'll say it's in the range of like 30 poems.
Uh-huh.
But as far as what's in the book, I only have three in there.
Okay, so there are three in the book because they go along with the chapters.
Yes.
Okay. Are
Mhm.
they embedded like in the middle of the chapter or at the end of the chapter?
They're embedded quarterly. So
Okay.
quarterly throughout the book, there'll be some type of poetry, some type of inspiration, some type of word that's going to help you throughout whatever you're going through.
Okay. And see, I'm envisioning, like as you're reading, I'm envisioning, how you watch these movies. It could be a kid's movie or even a movie for adults. The movie is going along, and then all of a sudden there's a song that comes up. It's like a musical or whatever,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that song relates to what they were just talking about. So I can
Hmm.
see it flowing like that and going through and just blessing so many people, man. I think that is awesome. You
Yeah. Thank
continue to do that. So now on the next one, is it along these same lines or is there something else, something different you're doing with it?
Yeah, it's along the same. I'm sorry, it's along the same line, same like story, but it's gonna
Hmm.
be more in depth for character development. It's
Okay.
gonna really show the background as to why the characters are the way that they are.
Okay. So is it
Mhm.
like a sequel to this one?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Great. Great. So it'll be like a series, and you have these characters that you can follow.
Yes, definitely. Mhm.
Okay.
We have Tyler, who's the cool, calm, collected guy. We
Uh-huh.
have Joey, who's more so the brute, macho type man.
Yeah.
We got Jessica, who's like the girl next door,
Uh-huh.
and we have Candace, who is more so like the cheerleader or the debutante suburban type woman.
Oh wow. That's cool. So now are these based on people you know or just something you came up with?
Oh, just all about something I came up with.
And that's even better because I like to base my stuff on, sometimes I do, not all the time, but sometimes I'll base it on people that I know. And I'll just change the names and stuff. That's why they said the names have been changed to protect the innocent.
Yes.
So so I'll switch the names around a little bit to protect the innocent. But that's awesome, man, that you come up with these characters. So where do you draw your inspiration from?
Everyday life, life experiences, and then, like I said, being grateful for where I am today.
Yeah. And
Hmm.
just going out and doing, because this stuff is all around you. That's what I like to tell people, for these people who think they can't do this. There's a story all around you. All you have to do is just look around. You can look down the street and talk about what you see, and right from there you can start a story. You could be at a dinner with your spouse and just look around at the people in the restaurant, and you can just write a story from that. These stories are all around us if we just, open our eyes and our mind to accept them and to see them, and you can go from there. So when you are developing your characters, you say it's just from everyday life. How do you go about, say, like the introduction, and then you've got the middle part, and then you've got to the ending, or the land the plane, as I say it.
Yeah.
How does that concept work with you?
It's from, I guess, from everything I learned in literature.
Uh-huh.
Just like I said, the beginning, the rise in action, fall in action, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But definitely came with brainstorming. I had a lot of free time, so in that free time, I wanted to make sure that I was doing something productive. So
Uh-huh.
I started brainstorming and wrote down everything, and then started to just sort how I wanted stuff to flow.
Okay. Okay. And then when you take that, are there, you got any twists and turns and all that kind of stuff in there? Like, people may think the story is going this way, and then all of a sudden it switches up that way.
Yes, it's a lot of that. It's a lot of it. Oh man, like I said, it's filled with drama. So
Yeah.
the drama that happens in this book is, like I said, part of everyday life, but nobody speaks about it.
Okay.
And one thing that I love about this book is, towards the end, at the very end, you'll get a spin or a cliffhanger that you never expected.
Oh wow.
Mhm.
Wow. See, that's what's up. That's what's up, man. That is so awesome. So now tell us, where can people get the book?
Like I said, I have it at Barnes and Noble. We also do Amazon as well. So if you
Okay.
go on Amazon, they have a Kindle version as well as a paperback version.
Okay.
Those are the only two platforms I have it at right now. But I also have some on hand as well. So if you know me, if you are in the proximity, or if you want me to meet you, I can give you a book as well.
Well, give the people your information, those who are listening, and then also those who are watching. Give them your information, your contact information.
All right. Well, you can find me on Facebook. My regular name, Adrian Darnell Weston. You can find me on Instagram. I have two Instagram pages. One is called Morris Digs That, and also uh, We Strive On, which is my other platform for like encouragement as well.
Okay. We strive on. And what was the other one on Instagram?
Morris underscore Digs That.
Okay. Morris, Morris.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Underscore digs that.
Yes.
Okay. Interesting. Now, how did you come up with those names?
So we strive on is always a play on my last name. It's just the
Okay.
two letters broken down, because
Yeah.
Weston is we, strive is the ST, and then the
Uh-huh.
on is the ON.
Awesome. Awesome. So creative.
And when I was in college, one of my friends said I look like a merge of Morris Chestnut and Tay Diggs. So I just put Morris Diggs that.
See what you can do, people? That is so creative. You can take your creativity, your creative mind, and you can do all kinds of stuff with these things. Do you have a website?
I don't at the moment. No, I don't. Mm-mm.
Okay, okay. Well, yeah, but those ways, Facebook and through Instagram, is how people can contact you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's great, man. Well, do you have any closing remarks on the Well Said podcast that you'd like to leave people with?
Man, yeah, I definitely do. Thank you for, like I said, this opportunity, and also goes back to my son. I was reading a couple of your books that you got, and the one title that stuck out to me was "The Bully Proof Vest."
Ah,
Yeah, because I wanted to introduce my son to it, but he's never been bullied because
uh-huh.
one thing that is really inspiring to me was all the kids in his class said that he was so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, but just like the fact that for us to have him, he had autism and he was on the spectrum, so it's like I thought that he might have been bullied,
Hmm.
which is why, like I said, I wanted to introduce him that book. But at the same
Yeah.
time, he was never bullied. Everybody loved him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. But
Yeah.
one thing I do want to leave is my favorite Bible verse.
Okay.
It's James 5:15 through 16, which it says, "The if you confess your sins to others, you will be healed. The prayers of a righteous man availeth much."
Hmm.
So as you continue to just find good counsel, find good people to talk to, you will be healed in your expression because you're able to get it off your chest, be able to just get a different aspect, a different perspective, or whatever you may be going through, and you will be
Yeah.
able to help somebody else. So
Okay.
also, like, if you incorporate that into prayer, you'll be all right.
Wow. Awesome, man. Well, thank you for that word. And hey, I feel led to ask you to give us another one of your poems, man. Share another one before we leave.
All right.
I
Okay.
like that. I
Okay.
like that. Yeah, the Bulletproof Vest is a book. I'm always playing with words, and you know, you all superheroes have something that gives them their superpower. Like I have my Superman shirt on now, and he wears a cape. And I don't know if you're old enough to remember Popeye, but Popeye would eat his spinach.
Yeah. Then the
Wonder
muscles.
Wonder Woman has her golden lasso, so all of them have something, but I'm trying to inspire kids and let them know that they have something too that gives them some power. And we have other heroes. We have real life heroes. We
Yes.
have police officers who are real life heroes. We have firemen who run into burning buildings. We have soldiers on the battlefield. But those police officers, they always wear something called a bulletproof vest. And that bulletproof vest, they wear it so if the bad guy shoots at them, it will stop the bullets from penetrating. Well, the
Hmm.
bully-proof vest stops words from penetrating. So anytime somebody just hurls all of these insults at you, they just bounce right off because you're wearing your bully-proof vest, be it literally or figuratively. So that's
Hmm.
how I came up with it.
I like that. I like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
All right. Also, okay, so this is one that I wrote for my wife. I already read it to her and everything. She loves it. This is called 0 o'clock.
Okay.
I don't know if this matters or not, but since I met you, you've had my heart. Yes, some days will be better than others, but you'll forever be the one who makes my heart flutter. Just in time you came along to drag me out of depression and a deep fog. There's nothing that I wouldn't do for you. My love is an everyday thing which currently I always renew. Please remember that I care and love who you are. This love is endless like the stars. I imagine that we will grow old from bronze skin to silver hair and teeth of gold. Please don't forget that I love you. I know it's hard, but my love is true. You make me feel things I never felt. And baby, you hold me like a Gucci belt. The times that have come once again that I'll forever tell you about my love within. You are forever my love, so true. Your love is vast as the ocean blue. Our lives have collided like the waves crashing ashore, and day in and day out, my soul you restore. Thank you for being true to you and keeping you fresh, because baby, you are the bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh.
Wow, wow. See, I got to snap again on that one. I got to snap again. Wow, that's awesome. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, that's how we do it on the Well Said podcast.
Yeah.
Everything he said was well said. Thank you so much, Adrian, for coming on, man, and sharing your gifts and sharing your book. I wish you much success. Keep doing what you're doing. I know it's going to bless a lot of people. And hey, people out there, you know what you got to do. You got to continue to hit that like button, hit the subscribe, the notification, and you got to share what's going on here at the Well Said Podcast. And above all, you got to keep being great. You know why? Because somebody's got to be great today. It might as well be you. Take care.
Thanks for listening to the Well Said Podcast. Tune in next time for another exciting and informative edition. If you need help on how to become an author or speaker, contact Cedric at cedric3.com. And thanks again for listening to the Well Said Podcast.